This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. Brady and Susan are off today after spending all week in Milwaukee for the RNC. And for the first time, a Wisconsin Democrat is calling for President Joe Biden to drop out of the 2024 presidential race. Representative Mark Pocan released a joint statement with two other reps saying that while they have deep appreciation for everything Biden has done during his presidency, they said it is now time for you to pass the torch to a new generation of Democratic leaders. We must defeat Donald Trump to save our democracy, protect our alliances and the rules-based international order, and continue building on strong foundation you have established over the past 4 years. And it's not just Representative Mark Pocan. Inside the Democratic Party, calls are growing louder for President Biden to rethink his re-election campaign. The president, who left the campaign trail this week after testing positive for COVID, is under pressure from Democratic lawmakers, supporters, and donors to drop out of the 2024 race. There are reports that President Biden could drop out of the race as early as this weekend. Here's what the Biden-Harris campaign's principal deputy campaign manager, Quentin Fulks, is saying about that.
It's not true at all. Joe Biden has been very clear. He is running for president of the United States, and our campaign is continuing to implement a strategy to win with him at the top of the ticket.
A new CBS News poll shows Trump pulling ahead of Biden both nationally and in the critical battleground states that will decide the election. And last night, former President Trump capped off the Republican National Convention speaking for more than an hour and a half, the longest acceptance speech in U.S. history. Trump started off his speech recounting the assassination attempt on his life last week, and you could hear a pin drop in the arena as he described the moment he was hit by a bullet.
I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood.
Trump only mentioned President Biden's name twice in the roughly 1.5-hour speech, but continually decried what he called the incompetent and failed leadership in the White House. And Vice President Kamala Harris is continuing to make a push for the Biden-Harris campaign in Wisconsin. Harris will be in Milwaukee on Tuesday for a campaign stop. Now, we don't know the details of her stop yet, but this will be her 5th visit in the Badger State this year. She's made multiple stops in the Milwaukee area, in Madison and in La Crosse. We'll have live coverage from her event, and of course, we'll have her full speech on channel3000.com. And just as we had full coverage in Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention, we'll bring you that same coverage for the Democratic National Convention. Our crew of anchors, reporters, and photographers will be in Chicago for the DNC from August 19th through the 22nd. And as always, we'll have even more coverage on our website, channel3000.com. Well, a relatively calm week weather-wise. What's in the store for the weekend? Let's get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze?
And we're going to continue to sit underneath these quiet conditions. You know, after starting out with those showers, thunderstorms, even a couple of tornadoes on Monday, we're ending the work week on a much different note thanks to a strong high-pressure system. We're at 78 in Madison. Our humidity is still low for this time of year as our dew points continue to sit in those 40s and 50s. Quiet conditions on radar 3000. Temperature-wise, across southern Wisconsin, pretty much universally kind of the low 70s to upper 70s. A few of us have broken away into those low 80s. Lone Rock, the Dells coming in at 80 degrees. And within Dane County, we're kind of flirting with right around 78 degrees. A lot of us right there. Sauk City, we're at 79. Perry, as well as Belleville, as well as Oregon, we're at 77. So while we're going to stay quiet through the rest of this evening, overnight, and throughout most of your Saturday, let's jump ahead to Sunday, because that's when most of us will see a better chance for scattered showers and non-severe thunderstorms. Future track in the morning, bringing some scattered showers across some of our northern communities. And then as a weak front makes its way out of northern Wisconsin, we're seeing a better chance for more scattered showers and thunderstorms as we head into your Sunday afternoon. So we'll track out that and a few more rain chances in your upcoming work week later on in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, thank you. A major technology outage has snarled operations at companies around the world, impacting everything from airlines to hospitals. The cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike says the outage is related to Microsoft cloud-based services and was not caused by a security incident or cyber attack. It left airlines around the world without access to check-in and boarding services, resulting in thousands of canceled or delayed flights. Time-lapse footage collected by Flight Radar 24 shows passenger flights across the U.S. from midnight midnight to 9 this morning. And by this afternoon, over 30,000 flights were delayed and more than 3,000 canceled across the country. And planes are gradually getting off the ground, but the FAA warns flights across the country could be impacted through the weekend. Some government operations, healthcare facilities, and small businesses also were impacted. The cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike says the outage was caused by a faulty update to computers running Microsoft Windows.
We identified this very quickly and rolled back this particular content file. Obviously, many organizations are impacted.
This is one of the first times that we can almost celebrate that this was not a threat actor. This wasn't somebody who hacked CrowdStrike. This isn't your computer getting hacked. This is an engineering mistake.
And industries nationwide are dealing with the aftermath of this tech outage this morning that caused those big disruptions. Those issues affected businesses and services here in Madison, too. Our Braden Ross has a look at the local impact.
A massive IT outage Friday morning caused headaches for industries nationwide. That includes airlines, and those effects have been felt even here at the Dane County Regional Airport. Everything from banks to healthcare systems to courthouses across the country saw disruptions after a software update issued by cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike crashed computers running Microsoft Windows. Here at the Dane County Regional Airport, the outage caused more than a dozen flight delays and a handful of cancellations. And while the issue seems to be resolved, travelers could still feel the residual effects.
Flights were delayed this morning, so they're delayed getting to where they need to go and delayed getting out of there. So we're recommending all the passengers just reach out to your airline, confirm the status of your flight before you leave today, and then pack your patience. Everyone that you deal with today is probably going to be a little stressed out, a little tired. So, just arrive early, have a smile on, and just go with the flow.
UW Health and SSM Health also both experienced disruptions Friday morning, with SSM Health even having to postpone some procedures thanks to the outage. But a fix has been sent out, and those impacted are hoping to be back up and running normally by the end of the day. Reporting in Madison, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
Attorney General Josh Kaul announced that the Wisconsin Department of Justice is joining in on a Planned Parenthood lawsuit that challenges the constitutionality of any law that would ban abortion in Wisconsin.
And our argument is that those rights encompass the right to make a decision for yourself about whether to safely and lawfully obtain an abortion. That's a decision that the government can't be put in control of at the cost of women in Wisconsin being able to make that decision. So we've sought to intervene, and the court, the case the court has taken up will address the constitutionality of that type of law.
There is a separate case open right now involving the 1849 law and whether it does ban abortion in Wisconsin. And there's been an increase in a large number of dead fish showing up in south central Wisconsin. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is investigating fish mortality events in 2 different locations. One of the Buffalo Lake watershed in Marquette, which includes Green Lake and Columbia counties, and the other is on the Yahara River in Stoughton. The DNR says the heavy and often rainfall we've been getting has caused oxygen levels within the bodies of water to decrease rapidly.
Dissolved oxygen has been below 1, like around, in a lot of areas, down to like 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. That's a level of oxygen, that's parts per million, and that's a level of oxygen that is pretty extreme as far as low levels go. The standard for game fish is usually considered to be about 5 parts per million for game fish to survive.
The DNR says if you do catch live fish in these waters, they are safe to eat, but do not eat the dead fish that are in these bodies of water. And next at 4, the investigation into the assassination attempt on President Trump continues. What new information we've learned about the shooter? Next at 4.
My husband and I finally agreed that we need a new bathtub and shower. So he went right to work on handling the project. That's him going online researching bathtub and shower installers. And there he is, calling a few places to get an estimate. I think he's procrastinating.
Call 1-800-HANSONS for a new shower or bathtub you'll love. Installed in as little as 1 day.
It's okay. I called 1-800-HANSONS.
We custom fit your new bathtub or shower into your existing space for a fast, convenient, and hassle-free installation with any safety features your family needs. safety bars, seats, and more with a no-leak guarantee.
Oh, hey, I'm going to call 1-800-HANSENS.
That's great, hon.
Get 50% off installation or no interest and no payments for 1 year. Offer ends soon.
Call 1-800-HANSENS. Get it done.
Don't miss Darlington's spectacular 175th celebration Saturday, July 27th with events on Main Street and at the festival grounds in Darlington. Enjoy a day filled with delicious food, craft and vendor fair, free inflatables for the kids, street dance, live music featuring Time Machine, and more. Mark your calendars and bring the whole family to Darlington for a day of fun, memories, and community spirit. Celebrate 175 years of history and heritage Saturday, July 27th in Darlington.
It's the Hy-Vee BOGO sale this Friday through Sunday. Buy one, get one free. Get BOGOs, BOGOs, and more BOGOs. Buy one, get one free, including on our award-winning Hy-Vee Chinese. Get BOGOs on more than 100 items store-wide. And when you buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. And buy one, get one free. Don't miss the Hy-Vee BOGO sale this Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Update your floors with no interest for 12 months with Empire today. Getting new floors for your whole house has never been easier. That's no interest for 12 months on carpet, hardwood, tile, vinyl, and laminate, as many rooms as you want. With no interest for 12 months, you can enjoy the floors of your dreams today. Schedule your free in-home estimate at EmpireToday.com and enjoy no interest for 12 months.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Nobody wants to put a new roof over their head. It's too expensive. And if they can extend the life of that roof and get 5 more years or 10 more years, it's a no-brainer.
What RoofMax does is it helps people in that they don't have to spend that $15,000, $20,000 on a new roof. They can spend pennies on the dollar.
The RoofMax product was a small percentage of cost of replacing a roof.
This is a great financial decision for us as a community.
New information in the investigation of the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. CBS News has learned the gunman's parents attempted to contact him before the shooting. Multiple sources tell CBS News 20 minutes before shots rang out, Secret Service had been notified about a suspicious person with a rangefinder. At 6, the former president took the stage. By 6:10, Secret Service snipers noticed something happening to Trump's right. And at 6:11, gunshots.
He should be held in a secure area until the threat is ultimately resolved.
Sources tell CBS News Trump was allowed on stage because there was no indication that the suspicious person was armed. And protests in Bangladesh continue today as students once again took to the streets to protest the government's job quota system. Earlier this week, violent clashes left 6 people dead and scores injured. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said the government will form a judicial committee to investigate the killings. The controversial quotas reserve 30% of jobs for family members of freedom fighters in the 1971 War for Independence from Pakistan. The quotas are supposed to reserve jobs for women and those from underdeveloped districts, as well as indigenous communities and the disabled. The protesting students want all categories abolished except the last 2. These quotas have caused anger among students who face high youth unemployment rates, with nearly 32 million young Bangladeshis not in work or education out of a total population of 170 million people. Well, just a really sunny and pleasant start to your weekend, but we could set some rain later on. Let's get a look at your first one forecast. Meteorologist Blaise Keller. Blaise?
That's right. Though a strong Canadian high-pressure system is going to continue to sit over the Midwest, it's slowly going to weaken, and in doing so, it's going to allow a little bit more cloud cover and that chance for rain to return across southern Wisconsin. But between now and when we're expecting that rain to return, which is Sunday afternoon, we're going to remain quiet. It's quiet there as we begin to wrap up your work week. Temperatures as we continue to make our way through the 4 o'clock hour we're in the 70s, if not the low 80s. It's 80 in Lone Rock, the Dell, 79 Black River Falls, 77 in Platteville, 75 in Monroe. Over the next 12 hours, we're going to continue to remain on the quiet side, slowly cooling down, settling to where we should be for this time of year in those low to mid 60s underneath partly cloudy conditions. Again, that high pressure system continues to really keep our weather conditions quiet, which we typically see with high pressure systems. We've had light winds over the last few days, and that's going to continue this evening, not to mention an abundance of sunshine, or at least more sunshine than cloudy conditions. So those are really the two characteristics of a high pressure system, and we're going to continue to sit under that as we go into your Saturday as well. Bigger picture, I think, really illustrates what's going to happen, which is that high is, while not leaving the Midwest, it's just going to kind of fizzle out. It's just going to become slowly a weaker area of high pressure. And in doing so, we'll watch as cloud cover continues to increase and that chance for rain will increase as well. I would say Juneau, Adams, Green Lake, Marquette, maybe Waushara counties, we have the best chance for an isolated shower as we go into your Saturday. But it's Sunday that we watch as a little front moves out of northern Wisconsin, and that could spark more afternoon showers and scattered non-severe thunderstorms. And then we'll do that again as we go into the start of your next work week as well. But we're not anticipating any severe weather over the next couple of days. Not to mention, we're not expecting any heavy rain, at least here in southern Wisconsin. Maybe across northern Wisconsin where we get into more of those light blues and even those purples, indicating about an inch to maybe an inch and a half of rain over 7 days. But we here across southern Wisconsin certainly don't need any more rain, and it doesn't look like we're going to really tap into a lot of that all-day rain or widespread heavy rain. The weekend is looking very beautiful temperature-wise, upper 70s to low 80s, scattered showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. Don't make any changes to any outdoor plans you do have, but you can take us with you on your mobile device. Downloading our app, you can track out those showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout your Sunday with our interactive radar. Breaking down your Saturday, though, from start to finish, we're looking at partly sunny conditions starting out in the 60s and ending somewhere in those upper 70s to low 80s. There's a look at your 7 and 10-day forecast. No alert days in the extended forecast, which is some great news. Just scattered showers and thunderstorms Sunday through about Wednesday of next week, and then maybe we'll add back a storm or two as we look ahead to that following weekend.
All right, Blaze, thank you so much. And travel forecasts predict this will be one of the busiest summers for driving on record. And if you're looking for ideas, most states offer drink and food trails, some of them a little more unusual than others. Our Jalen Banks talked with CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette about something exploring to do this summer.
Jalen, food trails and food tours increasingly drive travel. Future Market Insights predicts food tourism will grow around 15% in the U.S. through 2033. You're probably familiar with the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, where you can dip your own bottle in red wax at Maker's Mark Distillery outside Louisville. And at Heaven Hill Distillery, see some of its more than 2 million aging barrels, taste samples, and bottle your own bourbon. A personalized tour with the guide company Madison and Gilman often includes a Bourbon 101 class.
All of our palates are like snowflakes, so maybe understand what things you do and don't like.
A lesser-known Kentucky trail centers around beer cheese, a spread invented in the 40s, right next to Halls on the River. The restaurant in Winchester near Lexington serves all manner of beer cheeses.
It's a spicy food. It was originally invented to help customers drink beer. Some of God's greatest inventions, if you think about it, beer and cheese.
One trail stop, Full Circle Market, sells freshly made dip. Unusual food trails span the U.S., from the pepperoni roll in West Virginia and pimento cheese in South Carolina to fermented food in Pennsylvania, donuts in Ohio, and tacos in California. Another food journey here in North Carolina caters to oyster lovers. The Oyster Trail features some of the more than 300 oyster and clam farms along the state's coast. Benny the Chihuahua is your ambassador on tours of Cape Hatteras Oyster Company in the Outer Banks, standing guard while owner Ryan Belter retrieves oysters ready for sale.
He does eat oysters also. He'll eat them raw.
Visits include sampling a few freshly shucked oysters. And a ride along with Sticky Bottom Oyster Company gives a glimpse of what it takes to farm them.
It is a full-time job, 7 days a week. There's always something broke. There's always oysters to baby, take care of.
They start this small, slowly growing in what's called an upweller before they're transferred into Pamlico Sound.
An oyster connoisseur can tell the difference between an oyster here and 6 miles down there.
Also on the trail, oyster shooters at Blue Water Grill, jewelry inspired by oyster shells at Empty Nest Studio, and very live seafood, including local oysters for sale at Whalebone Market.
Look at my office.
It's another look at life away from the usual shore stops. Boat tours at the Outer Banks oyster farms range from $325 to $400 for up to 6 people. In Winchester, Kentucky, there's a beer cheese festival every June.
So, Wendy, what are the differences between North Carolina oysters and those from other areas?
The big difference is taste. The oyster farmers say they're much saltier compared to those from other areas, and that's definitely true for some I tasted, though there is true variety among the oysters that are farmed in the area.
All right. Well, sounds good, Wendy. It's always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, I don't know how I feel about the fermented food tour, but hey, any tour with that little, what is he, Benny the Chihuahua? That's good in my book. Well, ahead at 4, Wisconsin made headlines this week as Milwaukee hosted the Republican National Convention. Next in the Loper Report, we'll have a look at some of the best political films coming up on Live at 4.
You can get sizzling savings of 29% off during Fry Construction's hot summer sale. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 4 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our hot summer sale. Save 29% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing or siding project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
GA, the advanced form of dry age-related macular degeneration, can irreversibly damage your vision. It can progress faster than you think. When GA threatens your eyes, take a stand. Slow GA with Syfovre. Syfovre is an eye injection that was proven to slow damaging lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only FDA-approved treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness. Syfovre can cause serious side effects such as eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Every moment counts. Act now to slow GA with Syfovre. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
Hi, I'm Peter Gottlieb with the League of Women Voters of Dane County. In the August 13th primary election, voters will pick their preferred Democratic or Republican candidates for the United States Congress and the Wisconsin State Legislature. The winners will be on the ballot in the November 5th general election, which will include votes for president and state and federal offices. Learn more at vote411.org.
3 things to know, part of News 3 Now's 3 Cares Community Impact.
Welcome back. Wisconsin has been at the forefront for politics this week, and Will Loper is staying on theme. He showcases some of the best political films in today's Loper Report.
It comes as no surprise that movies featuring politics have no shortage of drama, intrigue, and sometimes a little hope. Here's a look at some of the best movies in the political genre.
That government of the people, by the people,
for the people shall not perish from the earth.
An Oscar-winning performance by Daniel Day-Lewis and political wheelings and dealings to pass the 13th Amendment form the basis of the 2012 film Lincoln.
We're stepped out upon the world stage now, with the fate of human dignity in our hands.
Hi, I'm Bob Woodward of the Washington Post.
See another moment in history play out as journalists Woodward and Bernstein, played by Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman, investigate the Watergate scandal in 1976's All the President's Men.
You want all the material requested by the White House? All White House transactions are confidential.
So we'll move on now to the presidential race with 3 candidates running. The first in alphabetical order is Tracy Flick.
Watch politics play out on a smaller scale in 1999's election, starring Matthew Broderick and Reese Witherspoon as Tracy Flick running for student president.
When you cast your vote for Tracy Flick next week, you won't just be voting for me. You'll be voting for yourself.
Because I wouldn't give you 2 cents for all your fancy rules if behind them they didn't have a little bit of plain, ordinary, everyday kindness.
But for a more hopeful outlook, it's hard to beat 1939's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, streaming on Amazon Prime Video. James Stewart plays a newly elected idealistic senator who stands up to his corrupt peers.
The senator yield. No, sir, I will not yield.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
All right, well, ahead on Live at 4, the Republican National Convention has wrapped up in Wisconsin. How did the influx of people into Milwaukee impact the economy there? We'll talk to some business owners next at 4.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today, a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
If your windows are leaky and drafty, it's possible they weren't installed properly. Many installers lack proper training, and shoddy installation leaves your home vulnerable to extreme weather. At Next Door and Window, we're reinventing window installation. Our approach ensures your windows are sealed tight and energy efficient. And your windows and doors will be installed by certified experts who treat your home as if it was their own. When you demand tomorrow's comfort, Next delivers. Visit nextwindow.com to learn more.
If you're watching this Gerber Life Guaranteed Life Insurance commercial, there's a good chance that you're alive. And if you're not, well, this may not be of interest to you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Life insurance? I'm going to live forever. Death is what happens to other people. Well, for the sake of argument, let's assume you're wrong and that someday you won't be watching TV anymore. I know it's not easy to talk about, so I'll do the talking. If you're 50 plus and alive, you can apply for Gerber Life Guaranteed Life Insurance with guaranteed acceptance, regardless of your health. And since this life insurance is guaranteed, you don't have to get a medical exam. In fact, you don't even have to fill out a health questionnaire. For a free quote, just call 800-387-9724. Then when you stop, if you stop watching TV, your family can use the insurance money to help cover your final expenses or anything else. For a free quote, call today, 800-387-9724. Your kids already inherited your ears, allergies, and questionable singing voice. Don't make them inherit your final expense tab, too.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now live at 4, moving forward.
Well, weather words for today. Rain returns Wednesday. Blaze, is our little break of nice sunny weather going to come to an end soon?
It is, yes. We're looking at more or less Sunday afternoon to really bring back that chance for scattered showers and non-severe thunderstorms. I know we started off this work week with some thunderstorms, and I'll actually touch on that here in just a moment. But we are ending on the quiet side. 78 in Madison. Our humidity continues to remain low, and it's because our dew points, especially for this time of year, are low as well. Low 50s for late July. We don't really get a lot of those very comfortable late summer days. So enjoy it if you don't like the humidity, because we will add back some of those more humid conditions as we look ahead to later next week. But in the meantime, underneath quiet conditions, we're in the low 70s around Mineral Point to the upper 70s in Janesville to the low 80s in the Dells and even further north and west into Black River Falls. Taking it in closer to Dane County, pretty much right around 78 degrees for everybody. Middleton, we're in the 80s club, whereas Perry, we're at 76. Mount Horeb, Cross Plains, as well as Belleville, we're sitting at 77. Now, as I mentioned earlier this week, we were hit with some severe weather. The National Weather Service for folks in the Evansville area just confirmed that an EF0 tornado touchdown southwest of town. So that brings our confirmed tornado touchdowns across the state up from 41 yesterday with another EF1 tornado touching down in Keeler to now 42 with this EF0 out of the Evansville area. That solidifies 2024 as Wisconsin's third most active year in terms of tornadic touchdowns. The second place is at 46. So we are closing in on being within the top two, but certainly we have etched our way into top three, and we still have about a half a year left to see maybe even more tornadoes touching down here across the state. Fingers crossed, though, that we just stay at 42. We are going to be tracking not severe weather, but a couple more chances for rain in your upcoming work week. That's later on in this half hour.
All right, Blaze, thank you. And for the first time, a Wisconsin Democrat is calling for President Joe Biden to exit the 2024 presidential race. Today, Democratic Representative Mark Pocan released a joint statement with two other reps saying that while they have deep appreciation for everything Biden has done during his presidency, they said, "It is now time for you to pass the torch to a new generation of Democratic leaders. We must defeat Donald Trump to save our democracy, protect our alliances and the rules-based international order, and continue building on the strong foundation you established over the past 4 years." And our political reporter Will Keneally will have more from U.S. Rep. Pocan on this week's For the Record, as well as from Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway discussing her 5-year budget plan for the city. You can watch For the Record right here on CBS at 10:30 on Sunday, right after Face the Nation. Well, this week's Republican National Convention has officially come to a close, and with an estimated 50,000 visitors in Milwaukee, there were high expectations for a boost in local business. So did it live up to that hype? Our Maddie Heimsch set up to find out.
The city of Milwaukee is officially in cleanup mode, Thursday having marked the end of the RNC. But some local businesses say they have less cleanup work to do than they had hoped for. Restaurants both in and outside the hard perimeter of the convention tell me they were overstaffed and undersold. With hours-long lines to get in and out of the security near the Pfizer Forum, many Milwaukeeans simply decided to stay home.
Many of the restaurants, they had bookings, they had reservations, and others, quite frankly, didn't see the level of foot traffic. And not just from our convention goers, but even from those who live and work in Milwaukee. But I think that this is a learning experience, right? But Crowley says it's not quite a lost cause. In the years following the 2016 convention in Cleveland, the NFL, MLB, and NBA hosted all-star games and drafts in the city. So while turnout this week may not have been exactly as expected, city officials say it's too early to determine the long-lasting tourism effects. Reporting in Milwaukee, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Maddie, thank you. We'll hear directly from Milwaukee business owners and employees coming up on News 3 Now at 6. And Vice President Kamala Harris is making a continued push for the Biden-Harris campaign in Wisconsin. Harris will be in Milwaukee on Tuesday for a campaign stop. We don't know the details of her stop yet, but this will be her 5th visit in the Badger State this year. She's made multiple stops in the Milwaukee area and in Madison and in La Crosse. We'll have live coverage from her event, and of course, we'll have her full speech on channel3000.com. Wall Street ended the week on a very down note. The Dow was off 377 points, the Nasdaq 144, and the S&P lost 39. It was the worst week for the S&P in 3 months. Maxwell Street Days is back for the summer this weekend in Madison. The sidewalk sale enters its 47th year, offering shoppers special deals on a variety of goods. The name of the event actually comes from Chicago, where it first started. The sale always falls on the third weekend in July down on State Street, rain or shine, and helps support local businesses.
Most of the businesses that I know are families that live in Madison or around Madison, and they spend their money locally. And if you like having a vibrant city and a vibrant downtown, I like to think of State Street as the main event in Madison. I mean, we connect the University of Wisconsin-Madison to the Capitol. So if you want it to be vibrant, you got to support it.
The sale runs through Sunday at 5 p.m. And the Dane County Fair is also underway right now. The gates are open daily starting at 8 a.m. It's $15 for anyone 12 and older, $10 for ages 6 to 11, and free for kids 5 and under. Tonight, there's a magic show along with the animal sale. Tomorrow, Wisconsin Singers, which are performers from UW-Madison. They'll perform at 1:30, and singer Patrick Mayberry will perform at 6:30. Daily animal shows, carnival rides, tractor rides, and a whole lot more are in store. For a full list of events, head to DaneCountyFair.com. Well, get your appetite ready because Restaurant Week is almost here. From July 21st to the 26th, Restaurant Week will showcase Madison's diverse culinary scene. At this semi-annual event, 35 local restaurants offer 3-course dinner menus starting at $30, with lunch available at select locations for $20. 5 restaurants, La Polera Colombiana, Sushi Lover, Les Delicias de Agua, Mishki Cocina Peruana, and Summer House Grill and Bar are making their Restaurant Week debut this year. And next at 4, hot summer weather usually means pool days for the kiddos, but the chemicals in the water may be harmful. We'll have tips on how to protect your hair and skin next at 4.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
Sup? You need some windows?
Hum. Oh, you need windows, yes you do.
Hey folks, you call the experts? Increase your curb appeal and save big this summer with free installation on windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no interest for 5 years. And we'll get it done Feldco fast. Free installation ends soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sonobello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sonobello's biggest sale of the year. Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
New at 5, a local congressman joins a growing list of Democrats calling for President Biden to step aside. Why the legislator shifted his support.
After a quiet couple of days, we are tracking the return of rain. We're going to talk about how much we could see in your forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, the Republican National Convention promised booming business for Milwaukee, but did it deliver? Restaurant. Restaurant owners tell us if this week was a boost or a bust tonight at 6. Well, if you're cooling off in the pool during the hot summer, Danya Bacchus will tell you how you can protect your hair and skin.
Swimming is a good way to cool off on these hot days, but spending all that time in the water can affect your hair and skin. As an avid swimmer, Barbara notices a difference.
My hair, of course, it turned very blonde over the years of not wearing a cap and just in the chlorine all the time.
That's because the chlorine that disinfects a pool and keeps the water looking crystal clear can also be very drying.
It dries out your hair, it dries out your skin, it strips away your natural oils, which again is drying and also irritating to the body.
Cleveland Clinic dermatologist Dr. Jennifer Lucas says that can lead to a skin rash known as irritant contact dermatitis.
It may lead to skin that looks red, flaky, irritated, sore. And really the way to combat that is, again, to give yourself back that moisture. Put on a product that gives you back the oils that have been stripped from you. If it's really irritating, you can also use some hydrocortisone cream.
But there are some things you can do to prevent the effects, like get your hair and skin wet before you get in the pool.
So that it doesn't absorb the pool water, but instead absorb that more fresh water, can also help minimize that irritation and dryness.
Be sure to rinse off as soon as you get out of the pool as well to get the chemicals off the body. Barbara does what she can to protect her skin and hair.
Putting that care into yourself, especially when you're getting into the water, is extremely important.
Dr. Lucas says don't forget your sunscreen, which protects from the sun's harmful rays and also keeps skin moisturized and acts as a barrier against the chemicals in the pool. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Salt water can also be drying, but because it's not a chemical, it's less irritating on the body. Well, next at 4, Director of the Market Law School poll, Charles Franklin is here. We'll talk about the impact of the former president's speech last night at the RNC and the latest on President Joe Biden. A Wisconsin Democrat is asking for him to leave the presidential race.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
It's going to be another sizzling hot summer. Don't burn up your money on high energy bills. Get new energy-efficient windows from Champion.
We have saved 25 to 30% on our energy bill since installing the windows, which blew my mind.
Stay cool and save 35% off new Champion windows. Plus, get an extra $100 off every window. The more you buy, the more you save. Save 35% off your new Champion windows and $100 off every window you buy.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Watch this. It's all 100% real. Witness what happens to this woman's bags under her eyes in an actual time lapse in just minutes. Nothing has been doctored or tampered with. The very real problem will disappear before your eyes and hers with a revolutionary topical formulation that works in just minutes, and the effects will last for hours and hours. Over 1 million people are using this topical technique to visually reduce puffiness and bags. It works on sagging jowls, even fine lines and wrinkles on the face and forehead. Introducing Plexiderm. In just minutes, you can restore and beautify your face, even look years younger. And the look will last all day or all evening.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm just in love with the mirror right now.
Jump on board and say yes to this amazing $14.95 Prove It Plexiderm trial. You'll see why our customers describe Plexiderm with 3 words. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Order right now. We'll pay your shipping. Operators are standing by.
You'll get up to 57% off list at the huge 57th anniversary sale at Slumberland Furniture. Big deals, lots of big deals, like this sleek sofa for just $698, or this rich wood bed for just $420. This ultra cozy reclining sectional, just $1295. Plus, totally free doorstep shipping, no minimum. And our 365-night sleep guarantee on mattresses, up to 57% off during the huge anniversary sale at Slumberland Furniture. Big deals.
Here's to sweet summer days together in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment. Here's to supper club celebrations. And to a lifetime of memories. Here's to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin.
Well, here's a look right now at Atlanta. Might as well call it Hotlanta because it is 85 degrees over there right now. Obviously, much more comfortable here in the Midwest. And Wisconsin Congressman Mark Pocan is the latest Democrat to call for President Joe Biden to step down from the 2024 presidential race. Director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin, is here joining us to review the last night of the RNC and obviously what's in store for Democrats. Charles, thank you so much for stopping by again.
Busy week, lots going on.
Very, very busy week. Let's start with obviously the former president's speech last night, the longest nominations acceptance speech in history. Do you think it was all performance or was there enough policy in there?
Well, it's 93 minutes. I think the biggest structural issue is if you're doing a convention speech, you want people to hear it who haven't been on your side, who haven't tuned in before. 93 minutes tries the patience of even stalwart Republicans, let alone casual observers, independents, maybe persuadable people. So in that sense, I think the length alone was not good for former President Trump. The opening 15 minutes or so where he recounted the shooting in Pennsylvania, that was gripping. But then he went into a long thank you list to people who had introduced him. And it was actually only at 30 minutes into the speech that he started talking about the campaign and the issues that he talks about in his stump speeches. I did think he hit the issues if you had the patience to stick with him. He talked a lot about inflation and the cost of living, which is a big concern with voters. He talked a lot about immigration and his view that that brings crime into the country. And he talked a bit about how he's dealt with foreign adversaries and placed himself in a position of strength in negotiating with them. Those are all key themes to his campaign, and he did eventually get to them. But you had to be up way past 11 o'clock Eastern time and past my bedtime at 10 here to stick with it to see all of that.
And you mentioned inflation. I know at one point, you know, he brought up early 1900s Germany with inflation. What was that about? And was that something to really stick to?
Well, I think, again, that's one of those things that comes up in his speeches. Germany experienced high inflation in the 1920s. Allegedly, that led to the rise of the Nazis in the 30s. So it's not out of touch. On the other hand, a well-crafted speech makes all those points very clearly. Trump's stump speech is this rather meandering set of topics which his followers are familiar with, so they understand what he's talking about. But for the person who hasn't watched his rally speeches for the last 6 or 8 months, a lot of that was somewhat disconnected and disjointed. He promised that he would solve all of these problems and do it quickly, and it would be the greatest result ever. But he didn't really talk about how he would do any of those things, so it wasn't grounded in a set of particular policy proposals.
Let's go right now, obviously, to the other big news of the campaign. Congressman Mark Pocan joining, 32 Democratic lawmakers asking for the president to step aside. You know, how unprecedented is this late in the campaign?
It's very unprecedented. You know, we have had in fairly recent elections, as we got towards the convention, it wasn't clear who the winner would necessarily be. But you go back to 1976, for the last time it was really uncertain going in. Gerald Ford and Ronald Reagan tussled it out in the convention, and Ford eventually won on the first ballot. But we've never been in a position, at least in living memory, of a candidate at this stage of the campaign being talked about withdrawing from the campaign. Now, President Biden continues to insist that he's not dropping out. But as you mentioned, how many people, members of Congress, have called for him to withdraw is certainly a tremendous amount of pressure for him to step aside. But ultimately, it's up to him to decide that. And you can imagine him digging in his heels and saying absolutely not and going back on the campaign trail next week, as he says he's going to do. Or you can see bowing to the pressure and saying, okay, it is time to pass the torch.
And who would he pass the torch to? What do the polls say right now about Harris, being like the heir apparent?
Yeah, Harris is by and far the best known alternative candidate. She's vice president, so of course people know her. And then it's much further down. You get Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, or Whitmer, the governor of Michigan. That's why it's so much easier for Harris to step into the nominee position. She would also be able to bring a lot of the money that's been raised by the Biden-Harris campaign along with her, whereas other candidates would have to start more or less from scratch to build up their money.
I'll have to stop you right there. Obviously, so much more we can talk about with this, unprecedented end to the RNC. Charles, thank you again so much for stopping by. All right, let's go right now to Blaze Keller with some more update on the weather. Blaze?
Yes, and I just want to quickly say I misspoke earlier. This is Wisconsin's 4th most active year in terms of tornado touchdowns in a single year at 42. I mistaken it, saying it was 3rd place, but we're only trailing 3rd place by 1 touchdown. 1980 had 43 total touchdowns in a single year. So we are very close, but I just want to clarify that and also say that kind of trailing right off of that, we aren't expecting any severe weather. We have no alert days in the extended forecast, which is some good news because, again, National Weather Service determined that Monday night 2 tornadoes touched down, the EF1 in Keeler, the EF0 now being determined just south and west of Evansville. It's 79 in Janesville, speaking of Rock County, 76 in Monroe, 78 in Madison, 80 Wisconsin Dells, as well as Black River Falls and Lone Rock. We'll take it into Dane County. We were at 80 in Middleton. We're now down to 79. Same with those of us in Cross Plains. We're sitting at 79. Perry, we are still on the cooler end at 77. Same with those of us in Sun Prairie. But overall, very similar conditions across southern Wisconsin as well as in Dane County. We're at 80 in Edgerton. We're going to cool off to our kind of overnight lows where we should be for this time of year in those low to mid 60s with a light southwesterly wind. The light winds and the generally clear skies, the key characteristics of a high pressure system, and that high pressure is going to continue to keep us quiet as we go overnight into your early Saturday morning as we're beginning to wake up Saturday right around 9 o'clock, maybe more cloud cover than what we would normally see during the morning hours, but then we open up the skies a little bit, still remaining more partly sunny as we go into the afternoon with an isolated shower possible, I would say farther north, but the best chance is going to be actually going into your Sunday. So get out and enjoy Saturday. Download our weather app. You can take us with you, and if there are some showers in the forecast, you can track them out with our radar so you never will be caught in the rain. We're going to start out in the 60s on your Saturday. We're going to end the day in the upper 70s to low 80s. There's a look at your 7 and 10 day forecast. As I mentioned, no alert days, but we will see that chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms beginning later Sunday and continuing through, I would say, out all of next week, but no real total complete washouts, no real heavy rain showers, no severe weather, and we could tap back into more of that summer-like heat by the following Sunday when we climb into those upper 80s.
When you need to relax and recharge your body and mind, retreat to the comfort of stressless furniture at the Century House. Designed to harmonize with the natural movements of your body, it's where true comfort begins and every day should end. Get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 spent and $200 off 4 dining chairs at the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. Trust your home with RG Heating and AC.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salonpas. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine. He said me too.
Insurance costs going up? Erie Insurance has great coverages, rates, and claim service. And your rates won't increase because of celebrity advertising campaigns or sports stadium sponsorships. Call Affordable Insurance Solutions for your auto, home, or business quote and see what Erie Insurance could do for you.
Get an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards. We're your one-stop shop for everything you need. We have it all from big to small and everything in between. Breathe easier with DuPont air filters. Advanced allergen air filters trap up to 85% of larger airborne contaminants and last up to 3 months. Pick one up for only $7.99 after 11% rebate at Menards, America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction.
Save big money at Menards.
New at 5, a local congressman joins a growing list of Democrats calling for President Biden to step aside, why the legislator shifted his support. Then how a global technology meltdown left ripples across Wisconsin. Coming up next.
You have a consumer issue and you keep getting the runaround. Need help?
It's call for action to help me. Nobody else did.
Contact our team by phone or on channel3000.com. Call for action only on News 3 Now, moving forward for you.
Well, take a look at these luscious locks. Big Red, that's the nickname of this mulleted Maine teen, hoping his stunning crimson plumage will bring him home the National Mullet Champ title. Elliot Coleman is one of the 32 teen finalists collecting online votes in the USA Mullet Championships on mulletchamp.com, where, like his impressive hair, he's hoping the voters are behind him. Party in the back. We'll be right back.
I'm Clint. I'm Phil, saving you huge money on facial tissue. Fiora facial tissue, 3 packs for $2.89 or 4 packs for $3.29. Ay caramba, hot prices on facial tissue. $2.89, $3.29. Fiora is top quality, half the price of national brands. Better products, better prices, better service because we're employee owned.
It's Woodman's. Empire makes it so easy that you just don't need to shop around.
Real customers share their stories about Empire today.
Everything from the beginning to the end of the process was perfect. It only took 3 days from start to finish. Their installation was unbelievable. I am so glad that we chose Empire. Everything that we need to get it done and get it done right. The new flooring just changes your whole house.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy
to ooey gooey to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
When it's hot, all you want is some relief. Relief from the heat outside, relief from sleepless nights, and relief from big electric bills. Even your air conditioning unit needs some relief. So when you wrap your home with our premium injection foam, it's like putting your entire house in a cooler. It keeps the hot air out, the cool air in, and your electric bills lower. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
Hi, I'm Fiona Rataj with the League of Women Voters of Dane County. Here are 3 things to know. Make sure you are registered to vote at your current address. You can check or register at myvote.wi.gov. If you do not have a Wisconsin driver's license or state ID, you can register to vote with your municipal clerk by completing the registration form on MyVote. Absentee ballots must be requested.
3 things to know. Part of News 3 Now's 3 Cares Community Impact.
Well, that wraps up today's Live at 4. Stick around for News 3 Now at 5. But coming up Monday on Live at 4, we'll go behind the wheel of the hybrid-powered Toyota Land Cruiser SUV with Harvey Briggs. And next at 5, premium prices for premium ice. Thanks for watching Live at 4. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.